Hey guys, Stephen here for the fan view live after City City got a 1-1 draw away at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. I wasn't gonna do one of these because I'm just knackered, but I got talked into it during the match reaction, and I do actually want to chat to you guys. To be fair, so I'm looking forward to it. Probably just do half an hour, by the way, in just a few minutes for everyone. If people do want to jump on, so we can get to as many as possible, and of course as well. I will probably try and do one tomorrow. I think it might be a good idea to just talk about the vibe check after, because I've always said personally on my channel that I talk about the treble after the Bernabeu game, and that's now the point. So I'm going to be interested to talk about that tomorrow. So I might do a bit of one tomorrow evening and talk about all things Man City and where we're at right now. But yeah, I think I will. I think I'll call it Is the Treble On, and I'll put a fan view live, and we'll do it tomorrow night. Anyway, Scott is already patiently waiting. I'll jump over to Scott now. The wonderful, the brilliant Scott Denemy, big Denemy energy always, mate. How you doing, man? You good? You well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, doing great. How you doing?
I am good, mate. I sometimes sit and think, by the way, just how crazy it is that we even have these conversations in the first place. You know, like that City are this fucking good these days, and which means I am chatting to you on the other side of the world, and we're going to discuss if a 1-1 draw at Real Madrid really was that good. It's just absolutely blessed times, and I think that's something that's worth remembering. Um, Bearing all that in mind, anyway, actually not bearing that in mind, just what was your take of the game? How did you personally feel, mate?
No, yeah, I think we played well. I think, coming out of this, I think my prediction was a 2-0 is what I said, and then my friend made a bet that it'd be 2.5 or more, so I changed right before the match to be
Yeah.
2-1 because I wanted to help my friend out. But yeah, I think having a 1-1 result is great coming away from the Bernabeu. And like you said, to be where we're at now from where we were and to go to the Bernabeu and come away with a good result, I think is something.
Yeah, I think we're just so used to dominating, aren't we, mate? That we have to probably sort of rewire our own heads a little bit and just accept that it's Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. You are. I don't know if Guardiola said it, but one of his favourite lines is always like, "You're going to suffer." He always talks about having to suffer against teams like that, and it's it's as much as I thought. I think I predicted a 2-1 victory as well, but I think that was me being positive. But it doesn't feel like anything other than, in my opinion, a good result. Are you confident now we can do it over at the Etihad?
Yeah, I think with the home like vibe and everything, I think as long as we bring the energy there, I think we can pick up the boys because right now they definitely need it. I
Yeah,
think it's been a long season. And you can see that they're getting they're getting tired, which is totally understandable. I mean, with what's going on, it's every 3 days they're playing a game. I'm sure they're having to do training one at least once or twice in between. So,
are you concerned, by the way,
they're
mate,
dying.
about the tiredness? Are you concerned or relaxed about it?
I don't think so. I think they're mature and they've got people in the locker room who are gonna you know, I think they got the people who will lead them through that tiredness. It's something that as a professional, I feel like that a lot of people, even any sport, have to push through at the end, and that's kind of what makes them great in a
Yeah,
way, is pushing through that end of the season when you have injuries and you have people injured, and you just keep pushing because you want that end goal so bad, kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is the end goal, isn't it? And like, I think that they will find the energy that they need to. I also do think it'll just hit different. I feel like it's weird. Like, I don't know about you as well, but like Scott personally, I can feel tired sometimes, and then 10 minutes later, I can feel on top of the world and loads of energy because something goes well. Like this, I was just chatting to Scott before we went live, and this morning I was up at 5 because of Ruben woke me up, and I got out of bed and I kind of just thought let Nick stay in bed, and I was exhausted and come 9 o'clock. But then at 9:30, I did an interview with Sky, and it was great. It went really well, and I was bouncing around the house after that. I was like, I've gone from being exhausted to being tired, and I know it's a really weird comparison, but I guess the point is more momentum can shift, and you can get a sudden energy out of nowhere, can't you? Like
Yeah.
the Etihad will do that, won't it? As tired as they are, surely it's going to be a different game, isn't it? The Etihad.
Yeah, no, it only takes and it's just one. I think it's one of those things where it just takes one person to be like, we're all tired right now. We just got it. We're working towards this, and we've
Yeah,
worked so hard. And I think our guys they're all fit, and they're all, in my opinion, it's like they're all pretty close to being world class, if not a world class
yeah,
player. And I think that we have the depth at positions. Like we still had Foden and Mahrez who didn't come out today. You know what I mean? Like, and those guys are dying to play. And so I think as long as we continue to rotate and do our thing, I think that we have the people who will be able to push us through.
Should they come on today, in your opinion?
Honestly, I don't think so. And I think the score kind of justified itself with the people on there. They came back from being down one. They got the goal that they needed. And then they were pushing for another one. I mean, they didn't let in another goal. Sometimes it's bad to throw in a person, especially when the game is that intense.
Yeah.
Just kind of throw them into the mix.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I wanted it to happen, but I do understand the logic of it. It's like, I think it's very counterintuitive because we're so used to. I think the reason we often want changes is because as fans we can't do anything. Like we feel like so helpless of like just someone will just like change it, just change it, because we want to see something. And I guess like we can't do anything, so the only way we can see a change is by Guardiola making a change. Whereas Pep will feel like he can change the game just via being there, talking to the players, blah blah blah. And like I think a change doesn't need to happen to change the game, if that makes sense. I know that sounds a bit corny, but it's sort of true, isn't it? And I think like it's more tangible for us. So I think we panic a little bit. I think 9 times out of 10 when he doesn't make a change, we get away with it, or it works. I mean, that's the two ways of putting it. Do we get away with it, or it works? You know, so like it. So I feel like you probably feel justified, won't he?
It's easy in hindsight too. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I mean, if we got scored on because it looked like someone was dead, we'd all be saying, "Why didn't we change somebody?" So that's just how it goes, and it takes 1 second to change the game. Like when KDB scored, just before that, even the announcers, I know you said yourself, I was just kind of ragging on him a little bit for having not the best game, and even the announcers,
to be honest, he was giving
the commentators, and then he gets player of the match. Anyways, the commentators are saying the same thing on the CBS, and they then he scores. It's just like it takes 1 second to change it. Yeah.
Well, that was it. After all the teeth gnashing and all that kind of stuff, ultimately it was just 2 world-class goals. Like 2 worldies, and I don't think anyone really. I think they created a couple of half chances, and I think we created a couple of half chances as well. But I don't think anyone had big chances. Like I don't feel like anyone was like, "Oh my god, they should have scored that." Like the header at the back post of Benzema was a good chance, but it wasn't like he should have scored that. In the way that Haaland's won with his left foot, it was a good chance, but it wasn't like what's he done missing that. And other than that, it felt like a long range efforts from both teams. So it felt very even on the balance of the game, I reckon. And I guess once again, that's an improvement on last year anyway. I would say, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
And go on.
You got. I was gonna say you got other people, and I know you got stuff to do, so I don't want to hold you too long either, because I could talk about all this stuff for hours. But
no, it's fine, man. Like the final thing for you, Scott. Do we do it? Do we beat him?
I think so. I think we got it. I think now we got people to rest on the weekend, and then we come back Wednesday fully charged. Let's get it.
That's the thing. We are going to rest players, and we've got a few days now, so that's reassuring. Scott, you're a superstar, mate, as always, mate. I'll catch you very, very, very soon. Who's the cat's in the back? What was your cat's name again? Sorry, I always forget.
It's Momo.
Momo,
like the flying lemur from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Beautiful cat. No, the cats hate me. Anyway, catch you in a bit, man. See you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
What a top bloke, guys, as always. I'm going to jump over to Naz. I hope you're ready, mate, and have a chat. How you doing, my man? You good?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Where else are you calling from again?
India.
India. Nice, mate. What time is it over in India?
It's 3:30 a.m. right now.
I'm moaning about being tired. It's only 11 o'clock here, mate. I'll apologise. Naz, what was your view in the game, man? Like, that was it was a bit of a war in the end, wasn't it? It wasn't as composed as we're used to, but are you relaxed about that? Or were you positive, negative? Where you at?
Yeah, so generally the result is great, but I was just a bit disappointed. I mean, I'm happy with the result. I'm just generally disappointed because I was expecting us to do a bit better.
Yeah.
But generally, I'm good with the result. I think we're going to do it at home. And yeah, but I was expecting a bit more.
What were you expecting? Like, what was it that probably went wrong then, if that makes sense?
It's probably a bit of me being spoiled as well, but
it's all right. I mean, I thought we'd be better tonight as well, so I don't think you've been spoiled. I guess you spoiled would be if you demanded Pep to be out because of it, But like, I think there's
No,
nothing
no,
wrong. I think
yeah,
Pep would have wanted more, to be honest. I think you're right. But
yeah, because we started off really well the first 20 minutes ish. I thought we were really great. We had like 5, 6 shots on target. But then once they scored, I think they got into the game more. And as Pep said, when we were better, they scored. When they were better, we scored. So I think overall it's a good result, great result. But we could have been a bit better. We were a bit sloppy because when we were when we were good, it was because I think both of us were Madrid and City both were playing at their best, and we were just better than them. But when they were good, I think it was because we were a bit sloppy ourselves.
yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I think that's probably what makes it a little bit frustrating, isn't it? Because I don't think we played particularly well, and it makes you think, well, what if we'd actually just played a good game?
Yeah.
Like we were good enough, but we weren't good. I don't think at any point we were. Yeah, we got away. Not got away with it. I feel like we survived. Is that a fair word?
Yeah.
We survived the Bernabeu.
Yeah, that's how I felt because especially in the second half, they were coming at us. Just before we scored, they kept coming at us. We were losing the ball in silly areas. I was thinking we might have conceded a couple more, maybe. But then KDB scored. It became a bit more even. So, yeah, I think we survived. It's just if we both were playing at our best, I think we easily beat them. But we were just a bit sloppy on our end today.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you're right. I think that's the thing as well. Is like I don't think Real. How do you feel like Real Madrid played? Like, did they play? Do you think they played really well? Okay, like I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, do you think they've got another level to go up potentially?
I think they played according to what their plan was, which was just to defend and keep us out until they could get into and settle into the match. I think even they weren't at their very best, but I don't think even if they're at their best, I don't think they can match us. So I expect us to be better at the Etihad, and I think Madrid will remain at a similar level. So I hope, and I think we'll get through it maybe 2
If you will
nil
do it, if you will do
or
it.
so. Yeah.
Oh, I like it, mate. I like it.
Before the game, I predicted 3 nil, which was very hopeful, but just I was just my prediction. So let's hope. I think it'll be 2 nil at home.
2-0, mate. I'll take that. Absolutely take that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on, Naz, mate. I'm going to get on to Kevin if that's all right, pal, because I'm going to just try and jump through a little bit quicker.
Thank
But
you.
lovely to chat to you, mate, and I'll catch you soon, very soon. Thanks for all the support, by the way. I really appreciate it, mate. Catch you in a bit. See you later. Top bloke, wonderful man. Thank you so much. And Kevel, I'm going to come to you, and there we go. Good afternoon, mate. Good evening. How you doing, pal? You
Good evening to you. I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's exhausting night, that wasn't it? It was
Yep.
a tough watch, I would say. Would you go along with that?
I think it was a good performance. I mean, considering how many games we played, I mean, we played Arsenal, Crystal Palace, travel to come back West Ham, every 2 days later Leeds, and then 2 days later we have to travel to Madrid. So I thought players have been, especially considering, like we are in
Yeah.
the title race. Madrid doesn't have to chase for the title; they can rest players in their league games. So yeah,
I mean, that's
we
right.
have to win every single game. Yeah.
Yeah, the context of that is like, well, I'll just go through the matches that we just played now. I'm just looking at the results. So, literally 3 days ago we played Leeds, fighting relegation, West Ham, Fulham away, Arsenal, semi-final in the FA Cup, Bayern. It's a hard run of games, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and I guess that's the context that needs to be added, really, isn't it?
And especially considering how like physical Premier League is compared to La Liga, our players have to put on more like against Leeds, we had to play extra 10 minutes because we missed the penalty, and then players had to, they couldn't rest. Pep had to keep Haaland in, Pep had to keep Kevin De Bruyne in,
Yeah.
In case Leeds score. But overall, we did really good. Good defensive, solid in the midfield.
Did
Hopefully our wingers will be better.
Did anyone
Etihad.
stand out for you tonight for City?
Walker was really good. Obviously, Kevin
Yeah.
was good as well. Linking up the play from defense to midfield.
It's interesting, isn't it? That Walker, I guess a lot of stick, but he just is good. He's a great one-on-one defender, isn't he? Because Vinicius was, I would say, he was lively but quiet at the same time. He didn't really have much.
Mhm.
Oh, he scored a wonder goal, but that wasn't really Walker's fault, was it?
Yeah, exactly. Vinicius cut inside, and he was in the striker's role. That wasn't like Walker's position to be at. If he chased Vinicius, then he would be out of position, and
Yeah,
maybe they could cross. And so he did really good one on one. Edison was good, made a couple of good saves. Um, the
Edison
that
clean.
shot from last minute against Chouameni was really good.
Big save that, isn't it? Big save. That changes everything
Yep.
if that goes in. I mean, it changes the whole tie if that goes in. The momentum and the swing and the mood, it's just becomes difficult. Do you want to see any changes in the Etihad game? Because obviously we've got Everton at the weekend. That isn't going to be easy. Everton, a weird one actually. I don't know if Everton's now a better game to play because they just battered Brighton, or a worse game to play. I can't decide like if that's a good thing because they won't expect much from us and be like, oh, we've got 3 points.
Mhm.
Or, I don't know, it could be that they're more confident, so they'll go out. It's going to be a
Right.
weird game. But we'll make changes. Do you want to see any changes for the return leg of this game?
Um, Maybe depends on how we do against Everton.
Yeah.
Obviously, players will be rotated against Everton. I thought maybe if we had Nathan Ake, we could have been better on the right side. Building up with Grealish.
Yeah.
Both Bernardo and Grealish didn't have a good
No.
battle against their fullbacks, but and they blocked the channels for Kevin and Gundogan with their Valverde and Kroos just. So that's why we couldn't get to Haaland.
Yeah.
Neither Kevin or Gundogan could. So at that point, Haaland can't really,
Yeah,
he's
of
not going to
course, yeah.
beat 5 people and score a goal. So
No, it's just not him, really, is it? And it's one of those things
yeah,
where he's a service striker, And I think there's nothing. I think a lot of people have already seen, oh, Haaland had a stinker or whatever. Like, we know this. This is
no,
nothing new. If City don't play, he doesn't play. It's sort of how it is, isn't it? Really, it's just.
exactly.
And even though I say City didn't play, that's probably a bit reductive. But you know what I mean. Generally, if we're
Yeah,
not dominating in their third, he's not going to be involved, and that wasn't really the game for that. Are you confident now, finally, for the second leg? How are you feeling?
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean we haven't lost at Etihad in like ages. So I think last was Brentford before the World Cup, but don't worry about that.
Now I'm going to
Uh,
worry, mate. Now you said that, I'm terrified. Now you're right, though. Our record is quietly. I say quietly because I think people don't give us the credit because they don't want to. They want to pretend the Etihad's shite and no one goes.
right.
It's bullshit. People, it's busy every single week and it's wonderful. Kevel, thank you so much, mate. I'll catch you very very soon. If
Definitely.
that's okay. And lovely to chat to you once again, pal. In a bit.
Have a good one.
But you too, pal. Top bloke, a lovely man. Thank you so much for joining, mate. I'm going to jump over to Michael if you're waiting, mate. You good? Michael, welcome to the chat. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm just the more I think the more this night unfolds, the happier I am with the result. Is the way I feel about it. I think the emotion of the occasion definitely, and I'm reading so many comments and you're reading so much stuff, and you start to. But now I think I'm pretty confident. What about yourself? How are you feeling about it? Now that the dust has settled a tiny bit, at least.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even from like the final whistle, 1-1 is a great result at the
Yeah,
Bernabeu, especially considering a couple of the chances they had in the second half. Like they really could have been up 2-0 before we even scored. They could have been up 2-1. So the fact that we were so disciplined in defense to end the game 1-1, and what a goal by De Bruyne to tie it up.
yeah.
I think there's no other way to see it other than a great result.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's the simple question is I put on during the match reaction was, is it better result for City or Real Madrid? And everyone said City. So I think that's it, really, in a nutshell, isn't it? Like, you want the better result for you, and I do. 1-1 is I think we know Pep's going to be happy with that, don't we? We know Pep's definitely going to be happy with that. Do you think the
Oh
players are
yeah.
happy with it? The players is a different thing, isn't it? Because obviously, yeah, how do you think the players are feeling? Because obviously that wasn't. It wasn't a fun night of football for the players. I would say it was physical, it was aggressive, it was tiring. Where do you reckon the head's at?
I think they'll be frustrated, especially because um they did control the game quite a bit in the first half and nothing really came out of it, and then the goal that they conceded is a great goal. But at the same time, it's like if you close somebody down from 30 yards out even just a little bit, then there's a good chance you stop it or somebody gets a block. And just considering all the like referee decisions, the dirty tackles. Like, you don't come away from a game like that feeling satisfied, happy, especially if you're just on the end of a draw.
Yeah, of
Like, you
course.
feel like you could have done more. But like you said, Pep will 100% take the result.
Yeah, I
And
think he'll have a
it'd be
different view to the players, won't he? Which I think is fine. It's normal. It's manager's always there to control the mood, or help it at least. And I think the players will feel differently because of the heat of the game. They're the ones getting kicked. To be fair, it's harder, and like it's easy for Pep to say this and that, but they've got bruises and cuts tomorrow, So
Mm.
I've mentioned to a few of us, but I want to know what you think, Michael. Like, is this how we're going to set up in the second leg? And should it be how? Because I've seen a lot of people mentioning the idea of just being a little bit more assertive, playing a Foden or a Mahrez, and because Bernardo didn't have his best game, and do we need to be a little bit more aggressive and come at them a little bit more?
It's a difficult question. I think obviously it's most likely our strongest lineup. I People would prefer Ake in there instead on the left, but there's not a huge gap in quality between the actual lineups themselves.
Yeah,
I think the problem is how this lineup sets up against what Madrid tried to do today. And I think it's like I'd like to see more bodies in the middle of the pitch, actually, because I feel like they really dominated that area. And it's tough because they had Camavinga stepping into that role, and then they had Cruz,
Yeah.
Camavinga, Valverde, Modric, and Benzema dropping deeper. So they had quite a few bodies there, and I feel like they really controlled that area of the pitch, and sort of that worked well for their defending, where they were playing. I wouldn't say a low block; it was more of a mid block.
Yeah.
With the lines very compact, and then they just had their wingers very far forward, and that works great for them because they're just so fast.
Yeah, fucking
And-
lightning. But then he kept Vinny a lot, didn't he? Kyle Walker, to be fair, he did. And I
Mhm.
don't think Rodrigo had a particularly great game either, really. And I think that's a Candy's got to get credit for that too, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying they had a bad game at all, and we dealt with them very well. It's just that's like it didn't hinder us on the defensive side. I think it hindered us more on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like,
Which
do you think, I don't think I'm going to guess Ake won't be available for a second. Like, it feels that way, doesn't it? Like, I feel like if he's not like available, if he didn't travel now, you just presume it's like the muscle injury again. I don't know, but I'm very surprised if he's available personally. It just doesn't feel. It feels like it's the kind of injury that like if he's not here right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just like he held his hamstring again. You thinking, oh please don't do that, and please don't be the hammy. We'll see. We'll see. What's your current temperature check on the treble? Like how are you feeling about that?
on the treble,
Yeah, I just
Oh.
fuck it. I throw it in there.
I think it's still far away, but it's like the lips are wet with the taste of it. So
Yeah, you've had a taster. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable now after this because like we've not this. I would say this is another test passed. I would say this game today. We are one
Definitely.
win away from a Champions League final. We are one win away from winning the FA Cup, and we are 3 wins away. Actually, here we go. Okay, this way. We are 5 wins away from a treble. No, 6 wins away. Sorry, that's crazy. I think we need to win
That
3
is
more games
crazy.
in the league. 3 more games in the league to guarantee the league, an FA Cup, and obviously a semi-final, a Champions League final. That's crazy. That's crazy, mate. I know it's a lot still. It's a lot,
that's
but
wild. I didn't realize it was that.
that close.
Like when you put it into perspective like that, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, because
right?
it feels like a long time, but it's only a few games, isn't it? So we might not even need 5, that many wins in the league. Arsenal could drop some points and something like that, but
Would be nice.
would be nice. Michael,
be nice.
thank you so much for jumping on, mate. I'm going to jump over to Louis if that's okay, and hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Cheers, pal.
You too.
Bye-bye. Lovely to chat to Michael as always. I'm going to jump over to Louis. I've got about 5-ish, 10 minutes left of this stream, so I'm going to get to Louis and then Mark after that. I'm probably going to end it, guys, if that's all right, because I am flagging big time. Louis, how you doing, mate? You good?
Hello, mate. I'm good. How about you?
Tired. Tired, but I'm happy. Just tired, mate. Just pushing I don't know how many hours. How many hours since 5 a.m.? It's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
But
And you sold it on Sky Sports News at 9 a.m. as well. So
yeah, I did well on that as well. No, I did actually. I really enjoyed it. Actually, it was good fun. It was good fun today. I was hoping we would be sat here talking about a 2-1, 2-3, or 2-3-1 victory, something like that. But it didn't happen, mate. But how are you feeling after that game?
I haven't seen the comments from Twitter. Like, there's some who've pointed out about it, and some people are like 1-0's not a good result. It's like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And yeah, it was. There was some little moments and niggles, but yeah, overall the game couldn't go any worse than it did. Well, better than it did, to be honest.
I mean, I think I thought it was fine personally. Like, like. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where how do you feel about this? Do you think you just have to accept that Real Madrid are Real Madrid and it's difficult? Like, is that a fair summary? You know, because they're fucking great, aren't they? They're a really great team, and I think sometimes as City fans we know how good we are that we forget to look at the other side of it. You know, like they're just a phenomenal team. You know, how do you feel about
that? Last season said it all.
Yeah,
it's do not underestimate Real Madrid. We should have been 4-0 up before Benzema scored his goal. His first goal at the Etihad. It's just like, do not underestimate Real Madrid at their peril, because they are that team. It's you do not know what has hit you. Like, great sportsmen, great people. Like, it's like something that comes out and you cannot explain it. And Real Madrid are that team in the Champions League.
It's magic.
I wish, when I'm older, I wish to say to like my grandkids and whatnot, saying City went up toe to toe with this team, and now we are that team, sort of thing. But we are. I hope we get there, but Real Madrid are they have something special about them in the Champions League.
What do you think about the goal, by the way? Because there's been stuff going around that saying like, the ball was out of play and all that kind of stuff. Like, what's your general take on that?
Looking at it, look where the foot, like his foot where he touches it, and look where his other foot is.
It's weird because I think
foot.
ESPN
It looks further. Like his back foot looks further out than his foot that's touching it. So and I've seen it. Like, I've scrolled through Twitter about it, and it's like no one's talking about Camavinga touching the ball afterwards. And
that's
if it goes the other way,
they had the ball, didn't they? It's not in the build-up because surely it's a new phase.
Camavinga made a poor decision after that, and he was exceptional. He made Bernardo, like big game Bernardo, look like I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, what's going on with Bernardo?
Also,
it's just like Camavinga.
I'm pretty certain BN Sports, if you've shared this image going around Twitter, have made their own 3D.
Bin them. I don't care about they got two awful whatever they are.
But the point is, it's like this is not a VAR technology. This is their own 3D image that they made to show it's out. Like, VAR, if haven't got technology for sidelines, like, they couldn't do anything if they wanted to. It's not part of like. I don't think they can see. I think they need this. I think like it's a bit of bait. This from being, to be honest, mate. I feel like I'm not.
It's trying to be very desperate for clubs that don't want them. They don't want like little old City doing something that shouldn't be talked about.
Exactly. And I feel that as well with the referee tonight. The referee wasn't great, was he? The referee was. How many fucking yellow cards should they have? It was ridiculous.
It was. I just remembered his name, and it was just like he wasn't the one, but he disallowed the goal for Rodri's exceptional goal against Copenhagen early on in the season, and then the VAR was the one who gave the goal for that Spurs game. And it's just like, oh god. I was just like, I even said it. Like, I even tweeted it saying, I don't think even if we get a goal, they're going to allow it.
Oh, it felt that way, didn't it? Like the referee was just.
It's just like
It's weird. I don't even know if they all just sort of bow down to Madrid, or I don't know if it's dodgy or just incompetence or just fearful. I don't know if they're just scared of Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like there's something about like that club. It's just like they get. I don't know. It's weird because I always don't want to scream corruption, but because I feel like it's the easy way out. But you start to think like, how are they allowed to just kick us? It's frustrating, mate.
It's annoying. Like, obviously, you've retweeted it as well about Carvajal, and it's quite serious now.
That's bad. It's bad,
yeah,
isn't it?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm waiting for love you, Laporte, by the way. I'm waiting for like something to come down the line of players say like they have like serious concussion issues and whatnot, and 10 years after they retire or whatever, it's like from this generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they have serious issues.
That could have broke his. I know it sounds mental, but he could have genuinely hurt his spine there. You know, like he's thrown him. I'm watching it right now. The replay.
God.
He throws him straight. I mean, he's obviously okay, but he's thrown him straight into the advertising boardings. They were just big old electric boardings. You know, like that's gotta hurt.
I'm glad.
That's a red card in my opinion.
I'm glad Grealish responded as quick as he did.
Yeah,
because that's when you like. That's Grealish for you. I love him to bits, and keep doing your thing, Grealish. Love you. I really, those kind of things. I don't think it'll ever be in football. I just don't think those kind of things will get penalised.
They should do, man. They should do. You're right. Tussle gets hurt.
Should. I agree.
Tussle gets hurt.
Like, really go on. Yeah, really go on. Like, yeah, 1-0. That's it. Just go. This. It's things like Rudiger's challenge as well. It's quite.
Yeah. He's done it twice now, hasn't he? Right. Anyway, Louis, finally, mate, are we gonna get through in the second leg? What do you reckon?
We need to have more chaos.
More chaos.
Yeah, like Foden or Hooley. For Bernardo or Gundogan. We showed it last season. I'm hoping the players go like after the Everton games go, please, we can go toe to toe with them. Like we showed it at the Etihad last season, and we didn't have Haaland. We scored more goals than them. Just let us go off the fucking chains and just let fucking it's just like it just begs it's just really that like we score more goals than them. It's Pep went with the same tactic he did against Spurs in 2019. We draw with them, score more goals. That's it.
Perfect, mate. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bring the chaos.
Bring the chaos. That's a perfect way to end it, mate. Catch you in a bit. See you later, pal. See you later, man. Louis is a legend. I'm gonna get to Mark now. Mark, I hope you're there, mate. I'm waiting. I'm gonna jump over to you. Mark, are you there, mate? Good.
I am. Are you able to hear me?
I can, mate. I can. Is this the Mark, by the way?
We're gonna win the rest. We're gonna win the rest. It's gonna be easy. No, it's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna win the rest. I would be on video right now, but I am shirtless and I've been awake as long as you, so I look horrendous right now.
Some people would pay a lot of money to see that, I'm sure. But right now, I'll take your instinct. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, you should take me instinct on that one, lad. Listen, my logic for today, is very simple. Real Madrid played a really good game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They played a really good game, and we didn't. And they still couldn't beat us in their own stadium.
It's a very simple way of putting it, isn't it? That's what the poll was about. Like, if you had the better result, and I think that's their thing. This competition is vibes, isn't it? It's about getting through, on big moments and energy, and it wasn't enough, was it, for them tonight? So, I think they'll be.
Here's a void.
Go on.
There's a void for you, Steve. A great void for you. Are they going to be able to keep that big Norwegian lumberjack of a man? Are they going to be able to keep him out for 2 legs? I don't think they will.
That's it.
And I don't think they'll keep him out at the Etihad. At the Etihad? Nah, he's going to go off. Kevin's going to go off. I mean, we had 5 players have one of their worst performances all season. Modric did what Modric does. Vinny did what he does. Carvajal kicked the crap out of our players, never got a booking. That'll change at the
What a
Etihad.
fucking knobhead he is, by the way. I'm sorry. I think it's. I'm looking at my Mac monitor, but I've also got my laptop, and it's just coincidentally, it's got that Grealish push on loop. And the more I see it, the more I'm like, how the fuck did he get away? How? Like that is genuinely.
Well, that's
scandalous.
one. I'm annoyed at that. I'm also annoyed that nothing happened to Rudiger for the lead of the elbow into Gundogan's head.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
He knew what he was doing.
Because that could have been serious.
Yeah.
That was Rudiger, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He's done it before.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot they got away with. And all these people who are posting this crap about Bernardo and the throw-in and everything like that, like, I'm going to put it as simple as this. We don't give a fuck. We need something to go our way sometimes. A lot of decisions go against us and we win games anyway. We don't really get things going for us.
Sorry for Real
So,
Madrid, you know what I mean? Like, fuck Real Madrid. Who cares about
fuck them. They've won like 4 out of the last 7 Champions Leagues or some shit. They can chill. It's our time. It's our treble. Erland's bringing it home. Kevin's bringing it home. Pep is finally getting one outside of Barcelona to substantiate his legacy. And we are going to finally prove to people, once and for all, something that people are too afraid to bloody admit. We're the best side in the world. And the people who struggle the most with dealing with that is our own fans.
It's probably
Our own fans. We really do struggle. You've been following longer than me, but I've been following since 1999. I'm younger than you. I've been following since I was 4 years old. So for me, it's like one of those things. I never thought I'd see the day we'd have these caliber of players playing on the pitch for us. And then along comes all the money, all the oil money that we love watching represent our club, giving us the best moments we're ever going to see.
Exactly.
We love it to pieces, mate. And there isn't a damn thing. It's like living in a dream world. So when I see players like Erling Haaland, a dude who should win the Ballon d'Or, especially if we win the treble, but will probably get robbed because, you know, French football and Messi is like golden child. I don't know. Maybe he effed himself now with the whole Saudi thing. I don't really care too much, but we have a genuine superstar. We have the best playmaker the Premier League has ever seen.
Yep.
And don't start saying Paul Scholes. During Paul Scholes' time period, as United fans, none of you rated him above Roy Keane. None of you did. And now all of a sudden he's the greatest midfielder of all time. I don't know how the hell that happened. But he was great. But it's huge. It's unreal revisionism. But Kevin De Bruyne is the best creative player we've ever seen grace the Premier League. Yes. And you know something? Tonight, the best player on the pitch, the most crucial player on the pitch, we never say it, was Ederson. He made 2 crucial saves to keep us in this bloody tie. And we're taking it home and we're taking the rest. I appreciate you having me on, lad. Well, have a good one.
Honestly, mate, how many have you had tonight?
None. I'm completely sober. I actually don't drink at all.
Oh, really? I'm so glad you said that, actually. I'm so glad you said that makes it even more from the fucking heart, which I love. Mate, you're a legend, and it's lovely to finally chat to you, pal. And honestly, I really enjoyed that, and you just went off, and do you know what? Feel free to come on again because that was great fun. Cheers, mate.
Appreciate it.
And
Take it easy.
Also, Mark, while you're here, mate, I just wanted to say a sincere, genuine thank you for all the support because, like,
I've got you, man. I've been following you since Blue Moon Rising back with Walter.
I know.
I used to have another channel and everything.
I know I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because I know it's kind of like via text and one-way conversations and me saying it to comments. It's not to say, but whenever you're actually chatting to me now, I just want to say thank you because I do appreciate it. I really do. And like me, it's weird that I can just mention people in the comment sections of my videos and me and Nicola just know who they are in person. And you're one of those. So. Basically, thank you because you've positively impacted my life. So that's what I want to say, and I really do appreciate that. Mate, so,
well, from us to you, the fans to you, thank you for the channel because it's been brilliant ever since BMTV all the way to now.
I try my best, mate. I try my best just to be good. That's what I try and do. That's be good and just enjoy chatting about football. So I'm glad it comes across that, mate. Thank you very much, Mark. You're a legend, mate, and I'll catch you very, very, very soon, hopefully, because you're a top bloke. And I'll see you enjoying the video tomorrow, mate. No doubt in the comments and that. So catch you in a bit, mate. And good night. You're a superstar, pal. And thank you for all the support tonight as well, legend. In a bit, pal. Bye bye.
Good night.
What a fucking hero! What a don. I'm gonna jump over to Tenzin now for the last one tonight. Hope you're there, Tenzin. How you doing, Tenzin? You good?
Yep, I'm good. I'm very good.
Are you as pumped as
Um,
Mark after that, mate? Or how you feeling?
oh man, that start of that second half where for the first 10 minutes they were like absolutely going for it, and it looked like they went into another gear and we were still stuck on our first half gear, which was like slow, slow, slow and
Yeah.
nothing really. And I was like, oh my God, if we get lucky, this could be 3-0. And 1-1 is an incredible result.
Yeah, I agree.
Incredible result. I mean, just look at all of the European like semi-final like great games. Like I mean, just look at our games against Bayern Munich where we won 3-0, and then the return leg was 1-1. I think was it 1-1. I think it was 1-1.
Yeah.
Or the Barcelona game where Barcelona versus Bayern Munich where Messi scored two goals. They won 3-0, and then the return game was actually Bayern Munich actually won 2 uh 2-3, which means that home field advantage is actually real.
Yeah.
And when it comes to our own ground, we are going to play significantly better. And I would put at least about 80% chance that we win it from here. And one of the things that is always, been there with the Spanish teams is the diving. Like the amount of times they
It's
just
so annoying, isn't it,
Camavinga
man? It's so annoying.
was clear diving. Tony Cruz, clear diving. And that other guy was that Valverde. He pushes Grealish onto the board, and Grealish kind of flings his hand at him and slaps his hand, and then he just like flaps around like a fish out of water,
He's pathetic.
trying to get him red
Genuinely
carded.
pathetic, pal, isn't it? Like,
And it is not something that I don't think anybody will look at that and think that, okay, that is a champion material or the European royal material. Like they looked, when you do that, you look scared.
yeah,
You look scared and you look defensive. And that's what they were. And another thing that I noticed is that their midfield is so slow. Like in the first half, they were not pressing and they were just sitting back, having us kind of pass around the back.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was a trap. It was because they had no choice.
no, I agree.
They did not have the legs to run. They knew that the moment they would run a little bit, they would not be able to get back and they would get extremely tired. And that's literally what happened.
Did we not do enough then, considering that? Do you think we should be a little bit more assertive? And because I feel like
I think
we
there
could run
was
through 'em, go on.
The best player out of the 22 players were Antonio Rudiger. And I think Rudiger had Haaland completely locked up. And if you look at just Haaland if you just look at Haaland when we are in possession, both their center backs are so close to Haaland. And Rudiger always was like touching Haaland and pushing him a bit. And I don't know what could have happened. Every now and then, this does happen when Haaland is against somebody who's really powerful and really quick and really intelligent. Then Haaland does have problems getting around. I don't know what could have happened. I think one of the things that we could have done better is one of our center backs, like a John Stones, to carry the ball forward because they weren't pressuring the defenders at all.
Yeah.
They were just man marking. Tony Cruz was on De Bruyne the whole night.
Yeah.
But having said that, 1-1 at the Bernabeu. I mean, that is imagine if it was at the Etihad,
Yeah,
where
exactly.
we get a 1-1, and now we're gonna go to Real Madrid. We would be thinking that, okay, this is like a monumental task to win over there.
Exactly.
And now it is going to be the same thing. It is going to be the same thing when they come to us. It is going to look completely different.
So much
what
of
do you
their
think?
vibe, isn't it? No, I think so much of what makes Real Madrid fearful is the Bernabeu. I think it is. I think they know that as well. I feel like their energy and momentum, and they play to the crowd, and they play to. I don't think any team in world football plays to the occasion as well as they do. I think they're phenomenal. I think it's the experience that they've got, and they're so comfortable at the occasion. They're so comfortable in this competition because they have that history there, and I think that plays into it. And I guess basically their bread and butter is getting the job done at home, and the fact that we've got through this relatively unscathed, a little bit bruised, but absolutely fine, and they'll know that we've got another level to go. I think that's really empowering, actually, and I think they know that they haven't got loads more to offer. Do you think that's a fair conclusion?
I think one of the things was that our players, especially in the first about 20 minutes, they were really scared to
Yeah.
lose the ball because they did not want to lose the ball. So we just saw this sideway passing, like easy passes, because they were letting us have the ball at like in our own half, but we weren't making aggressive passes because nobody wanted to lose the ball. And maybe Guardiola told them like if we keep it, even if we lose like 1-0 by one goal, we still have a chance. So don't get blown up.
Yeah.
And then we take it our place. And City have not lost Champions League at home since 2019. So it is a fortress Etihad. We are I am very confident that we are gonna win. We're gonna win. And there is a chance that we might blow them apart.
Oh, mate, Tenzin, that feels like a perfect note to end this video on, if that's all right. Good chance we can blow them apart, mate. I hope you're so right. Tenzin, thank you so much for joining me, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. I am going to try and crawl into bed now because I am
Awesome,
beyond
thanks.
tired. It's a pleasure to chat to you once again, mate, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Thank you very much, Tenzin. See you later, pal. Guys, thank you for watching the Fan View Live. I've really enjoyed that, chatting away to you guys. I am tired, but I'm happy and I'm satiated after a wonderful night of football. You're all wonderful, you're all excellent. Thank you for watching. Go watch a match reaction as well if you want a little bit more chat about the game, of course, as well. I will be doing a 5 things learned tomorrow, of course, as well, and I'll be chatting loads more about this game and loads more about the forbidden T word and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed chatting to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go and retire for the night. I'm going to finish this glass of wine and crawl into bed. Love you all loads. In a bit, up the Blues. Champions League semi-final, 1-1. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all.